Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 7th Transport Fever 2 in the UK episode, and whoa, these stations are all very busy. Appears the bus lines are essentially just dumping people onto the train line. I've got 24 million been doing the usual, letting the game run and solving any issues I see in between episodes, but I'm worried this money will go away just by adding extra carriages to these trains. Well, I think this is as far as we'll go, 11 carriages, before we then maybe think about, I don't know, maybe extending the high speed line, which has also now got a second train on. It's wildly busy as well. So yeah, everything's like a lot busier since, I suppose, the bus lines to take people to the station, which puts them on the train lines. Got a new model of bus now, it's 1956, so the City Rama. Which, yeah, this station shuttle is also really busy. Put the City Rama on that. But yeah, anyway, in today's episode, I think we're going to extend this line from Cambridge north to kind of this area, Sheffield, Doncaster, Grimsby, which will also allow the transfer of bricks, because if you look, Watford wants bricks, Croydon wants bricks, Slough wants bricks, London wants bricks, Rochester wants bricks, Canterbury wants bricks, Reading wants bricks, High Wycombe wants bricks, Milton, yeah, just like so many, Cambridge as well, so many towns around here want bricks, and we've got abundance of bricks up here. Now, they aren't actually the one stone plant. It's only shipping 300, I suppose. If you look at the bricks plant, it needs to ship more out, which means it needs places to ship to, which is what we're going to supply today. So, this road is not very helpful. Spend a whole million on bulldozing it, so that I'm trying to work out what the trajectory of this is. I think there's going to be an east-west line through Grimsby, Doncaster, Sheffield, and into Birmingham. And a north-south line probably has to intersect it somewhere, possibly Doncaster. So if I look at, yeah, so I think Ely is going to be a station, so it's going to kind of bend around, come up here to keep it at 160. I'm going to build 4 platforms, though, like many stations in real life, probably only the outer 2 will be used. So, I know this is, could I? No, not. I think for now I'm going to keep the tracks to 75 miles an hour. I think a bit boring, but just means that can go decently. Oh, I just connected the wrong track there. Go decently fast, but what's that just destroy? Go decently fast, but other than the dedicated London to Birmingham high speed line, generally it's fine for them to cap out at 75. So I am also going to do some crossovers here. You see this a bit in real life if you're kind of on main lines. I do like these massive crossovers, but I'm also going to build them with the double slip switches, so that kind of like, just like if they need to switch tracks and we're kind of imagining that they might need to, it's fine. So then after Ely, probably up to Lincoln next, but might have to get rid of that. I'm in sandbox mode, so if I'm really desperate I can place industries back down anyway. So, what I think is that I'm gonna, if I just branch this, have one branch kind of going up to, I don't know. Also with Ely, just could do a junction to kind of go down to Ipswich and Norwich. Hang on. You know what? I've built this station, now I'm gonna destroy it. So, You know what, I'm going to go one platform station and start from the ground up. So, in terms of tracks, build a platform. I'm going to have, because it might be a crossover station, I'm going to have, I mean, these two lines in the middle will be the bypass tracks, so then I'm going to have another two tracks with platforms here, because I expect this might be a busy transfer. And then for now I'm not going to build any cargo platforms, so having built all this, I'm now going to destroy all of this. And so what I am going to, I think it's best to do here, is connect this up here, connect this track up to the bypass route, and then this one round to here. And then I'm probably gonna leave the outer platforms for if I want to swing round to Ipswich or Norwich, or swing round to Peterborough, Leicester into Birmingham. So that's good for now. I shall put the crossovers back in with the double slip switches. And then probably Lincoln, I mean, with its current trajectory it's heading straight for Grimsby, so with a station in Lincoln, just standard. I don't think this will be a crossover for many lines. Just wait for the autosave, but yeah. So if that's coming that way, yeah, that'll work, and then can kind of bend into Grimsby. So, this road isn't entirely helpful, but might delete the food plant as well. No, they're not going to complain if I delete this road, so I'm going to delete this road and have a station in Grimsby about here maybe. And to be honest, it's easy to build bus lines. Whoa, that is a big hill. Might need the bus lines just because this road will probably have to be quite long to get up to the station. Like that. And then I'm tempted to actually go up to like 110, 125 between Lincoln and Ely, because it's just a straight line. So the fast tracks are probably going to be the middle at the moment, so I'm going to do 125 on the fast tracks, 110 on the slow tracks. Here. I mean, I'm imagining at stations like Ely and Lincoln, only the slow trains are going to stop. And then, yeah, so it's a bit of more of a winding path through to Grimsby, so I'm probably going to do fast lines at 90. And slow lines at 80. And then, for now, Grimsby is going to be the terminus. The station does not connect to that truck drop-off. Though I'm tempted to see If I added a side entrance here and did a road down like that. No, it still doesn't cover. I would say if I built a... No, it still doesn't. Still doesn't want to connect. I could just like place this right at the end. It's a narrow angle. Nope, still doesn't connect. I might never get this to connect. I could just... I mean, where are the bricks wanted? There. It's like so close. If I was just actually, it probably works to do that. Then place it back down and it... Yes, it covers the station and still most of the buildings. So yeah. And then, in terms of tracks, I'm going to do another 2 cargo platforms because this is going to be a big bricks plant. And I'm going to extend the tracks out a bit so that the trains can be longer. Ha! Run out of money. There we go, that's enough to do the rest of it. What's the alert? Still thinks that place exists. There we go. Do we need that waypoint? Yeah. I don't like it running that way, so yeah. I'm probably just gonna make it run down here instead. There we go. So, in terms of track junctions here, I'm probably just gonna do this, and then double slip switch, double slip switch, double slip switch, plus track connection all the way up here as well. Double slip switch, so everything connects to... Well, actually, I suppose this I need to run into here as well. This is a bit ridiculous because I'm gonna make the cargo trains run down the slow line. Ah, what is it doing? Just stay in the tunnel. There we go. So connect that up to the slow line. And just like double slip switch everything as well. So, in terms of signals, I'll need 3,000 for each signal, which we don't have at the moment. So, I mean, profit is coming in. Well, money's coming in, making profit. Just needs a little bit to build signals. 19,000. I swear the game default ones are... I know they are 19,000, maybe they get more expensive as time goes on. So here's some of these nice modded ones. Auto sig, no, probably not. Let's just do... Why am I doing it that way? That signal should not exist. Signals here. So that's there, and then it's a very straight section. Going up to Lincoln. Kind of let them wait outside the platform. Just because then if there's a train right in front of them, it means they can run close together. Did I place that signal the right way around? No, I didn't. And then kind do signals going in, coming out, and then that's as much as we're going to do for now. So I'm thinking it's Brighton to Cambridge passenger. Cambridge, I'm going to make it go on number 4. It's going to make it error out for the moment. But then after Cambridge, it's going to stop at Ely. Not sure what it's doing. Lincoln. Grimsby. Ahaha! It's trying to run on that track. No, let's do platform 1. And now it's trying to run on the fast line as well. Yeah. 4, 2, 4. There we go. Then Grimsby 1, then Lincoln again 1. Ely. Cambridge. There we go. And it runs along the outside all the way. Just thinking, in terms of this tunnel, that's not doing what I want it to do. It should be connecting down like that. Should be doing that. Should, if I just put the waypoint there, leaving Watford Central, go via that waypoint, which I may or may not be able to select. I see the blue, got it. There we go. Then that runs down the slow line. Then Grimsby. I'm going to get it to stop off at Cambridge because it's a decent sized place. And then just into Watford Central. Back to Cambridge. Why is it running on the slow line? Oi, run on the fast line. There we go. And then it just whizzes down the inside. And I don't really mind which platform it uses. Grimsby, make it use number 3. It makes it a bit more interesting. I mean, obviously, I don't think there will be routes terminating at Grimsby in the future with how I've set, well, certainly not with how I've set that up. Maybe I'll change it. So this route works. The Brighton to Cambridge passenger, I'm going to need another train on. Literally, after all of that, left with only 3 million in the bank. Not sure why I'm trying to replace it. While the money comes in, I can do some bus routes, can't I? I'll cut to when I've done the bus routes and I've got some money. I have 3 trains with 5 carriages each on them. Obviously, the carriages I can still quite easily add and take them off. But to be honest, the main thing I want to do is these bricks. So I think I'm going to have a branch off the main line that goes to a central distribution hub. And just coincidentally, a brilliant place for it would be like right here next to this bricks plant. I mean, it does mean it'd be quite easy to bring trains into this in the future with sand and whatever it's called, slag, and ship those. But I think this would be a good place for the distribution hub. So for now, 2 platforms at 240 length I think will be sufficient. And the tracks will go out that way. I'm going to keep them at 60 miles an hour. So really, we want a crossover as soon as possible. And then this can then run over the top of the tunnel and then down. If I can connect to the right thing now. That's a massive hill. That's a bit too high. What would be the best thing to do? Because for example, that one. Well, yeah, this is this is very high up. I mean, they're going. Is it best to do the crossover as they're going down? Yeah, because that's going up. Go down. So it's going to have to be a pretty tight crossover. Which means the trains will be limited to what? Like 30 miles an hour or something. Why is this not connecting? There we go. And then that one can run into there and join the slow line. That. The other one might be a bit more complicated. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. As long as the tracks don't come across each other, which they don't. That will need to connect in. And it does. So that's the cargo line set up. And then just need a route, well, a line or whatever, up to Grimsby. Actually, I don't like the fact that's a double slip switch, because I can come out that way. But yeah, if they just run down the slow line, carry on running down the slow line, then they come off here, which is good. So, line 1 was the Grimsby loop. Line 2 is now the, I'll just call them Watford bricks. And then I can get a train on that, but at the moment they don't. They come here, so what? So I'm going to have a massive, I mean massive. Yeah, I'll do 2 platforms each side for now. Kind of like cargo distribution hub here. I'm gonna extend these. I'm also going to place down a couple of buildings to store a bit of the cargo so that the platforms don't get overcrowded and they start losing goods, because that can happen. I'm going to do it on that side just so there's room to expand on this side of the station. So that works now. Where do they need the bricks? So Milton Keynes, they'll do a bricks route too. That'll be fairly simple. Except for the fact this would be even more simple if this road connected. I'm going to do I think it should be a bridge, just so like they don't use this as a shortcut to, because that's a major road junction. It's quite busy. So I'm going to get them to Milton Keynes, so straight this way. Cambridge. Does Cambridge want? I mean, you never know with kind of like the after 2 industries, they don't build up as much at the start. So that's some bricks demand. So Ipswich as well. And that can, which way around would that go? That would kind of like, that does want to use the ring road. Hang on. I'm sure I could do I think the bus, because you can do bus lanes. I don't know if cargo trucks use those, is the only thing. And also I don't want traffic lights. Go away. So I can join the main road there, which kind of wiggle around, come into Ipswich. So first 2 lines. So that is, I'm just going to, whatever platform it decides to go on, I'm going to let them go on all, so they spread evenly. So that is the Milton Keynes, or Milton Keyne. Milton Keynes bricks delivery. berry, and I think I'm gonna go round and settle these up and cut back to when I'm done. Right, so I now have 7 bricks delivery lines with 4 trucks on each. Those will probably have to change the numbers at some point because obviously each route will have different demand. I've also got this line, I've got 1 massive long train, 2 locomotives, so it's more powerful to deliver the bricks. And yeah, I guess we'll see in 5-10 minutes time how that's doing. So a few minutes on, this line is doing very well. This bricks line is upgraded from level 3 to level 7. This has also put more demand on the stone route. I have increased the vehicles, or the number of vehicles should I say. Traffic along here is actually improving, but traffic in Birmingham is not. So really, I think before the end of this episode we need a train line from Birmingham to Sheffield to Doncaster to Grimsby to connect up to the one we built before. So this area's getting quite crowded. You know what? These houses don't need to be here, do they? Can do this. How long could the platforms be? No, not very long. How do we fit this in? First of all, the steel mill can go. I do have an idea. If I just got rid of this road, the bus stop can go here. And then essentially this whole station can just become massive. So, in terms of tracks. So this is actually going to become the main hub in Birmingham. So, for the moment I think we'll stick with 6 platforms. What's that? Just that building not want to go? Well, it's gone. Now, if we're just replicating the design of the rest of the station, we want the footbridge, and wherever the roof is back this way, isn't it? Yep. And then, to be honest, I'm gonna give it more cover, and then build a big building here. With this being the street connection. Actually, that worked. There we go. So, how is this going to work? These tracks might be able to squeeze in. I'm doing them at 60 miles an hour. To be honest, I could upgrade everything here to 60. I mean, it's going through the centre of a big city. It's not like it's going to be that fast. So, if I just build these extra tracks here, then did a crossover at 45 miles an hour. This should then mean that I can use these platforms here to run the route up towards Liverpool, and then remove this signal, bend off from these platforms to up towards Grimsby, so the signal can go back. These signals are now going to be like not very well placed, so place them here. This is no longer going to be one way, so yeah. And then place this here, crossover before the junction in too much slope. I suppose it is quite steep. Oh, that works. So, yeah. So now, the Birmingham to Liverpool passenger and Birmingham exchange will be moved from 6 to 4 and from 5 to 3. And then in Birmingham proper, I'm going to give it the option of both platforms, just like with the Birmingham shuttle. And then on the other side of Birmingham, I'm going to build this crossover as a double crossover, so that trains on the London to Birmingham route can use either platform. Now, from Birmingham we need Sheffield, Doncaster, Grimsby. And for that we need stations at each. Now, if I let the game run in play mode, I might do the expensive decision of having sunken train stations, just so they take up less space. That oil well's going to get in the way. Bye bye. And in Sheffield, I'm going to give them the overpasses in Sheffield, so they can build back, and they do not need to be tarmac 5-lane asymmetric town. And that will be like that for now. So the train line will run up with the road. I'm actually going to kind of build this across as just solid land. And then run it around, and then it's going to have to take a pretty sharp right turn. That's not getting under the road easily. What if I let it go further back? That works. Although, I mean, it is a fairly tight corner. They have to go down to what, 50 miles an hour? Oh, I'll just press the X there. But it's fine. And then this will be quite tight as well. And also, I want to tunnel this. Still actually tunnels above the road there. And then for Grimsby, how am I going to do this? Well, I suppose if I was just to yeet this bit, I don't need the overpasses here. I can make the route terminate here. And then just pressing the N key to keep it tunnelled. And actually it pops up here, but there aren't any roads there, so that's fine. And guess what? We've run out of money. Build. Do the crossover. I expect this line will be quite busy, but I'll probably have it as kind of like a standalone line just from Birmingham North, Sheffield, Doncaster, Grimsby. And for now, I don't think I'm gonna. Actually, I might. And as for in terms of signals, get a signal there, Leave them quite spaced apart. This route probably isn't going to be absolutely filled with trains. And oh yeah, I can use my questioning my life choices depot. What? So I'm going to get a new route from Birmingham Exchange 2 with the additional option of using 1 to Sheffield, to Doncaster, to not to the bus stop, the train station. Oh, I connected the. I thought it was 1 and 2, not 5 and 6. Anyway, so Grimsby branch, Doncaster, Sheffield, and then that actually works to do a crossover there, so I'll do a crossover there. Then when the train comes out of the question mark shaped bend of track on the depot, it can go into both platforms. So for now, the train doesn't need to be anything impressive. Just what I can afford, to be honest. 104 capacity, it will definitely get a bigger capacity later. More trains on the line, probably. It's just to start off. Well, actually, honestly, I've now got an extra 3 million, so that can be the capacity. So, bus lines. I shall just go and add bus lines to all these cities. Be back in a moment. So, I've now got the bus line set up in Sheffield and Doncaster, although it occurs to me that there's still quite bad traffic going to and from Leeds. So I think for now, I might, in terms of build a tram line from Sheffield to Leeds. So what I'm actually thinking of doing is doing it kind of like on a separated road through Sheffield. So if I made a bus lane and tram track, that means that other vehicles won't run down it. So if I started it there, made it run up onto a bridge, back down to there. I'm going to make it cut to crossroads because that's cheaper than building bridges. I appear to have gone back into debt. But I'm going to run it parallel to the main road because then trams won't get stuck in traffic. Oh, I forgot to put player ownership on. That might be important. Let's have player ownership on. And then can what's going to cover most of Leeds. And then to be honest, what I can do is kind of upgrade some of the roads in Leeds. Like this. And that will do. So obviously they'll have to find routes through the city that aren't this line because I've made it all bus lane, which means the cars can't drive down it, but there are routes. So there are roads they can drive on. So have a stop here. Stops here. Stops on the edge, and then entering Leeds. Stops right in the centre there. And then I can just do one more stop here. So I will need a tram depot. Will that fit in here? No. Didn't think so. Let's make the road a bit shorter. there. Then what's the best type of tram? Probably the ones which can go faster, so I'm for now going to get 8. I'm not getting 8 of those because they're too expensive. 6, 7, no, not 6 trams to run down the new line, which will run from Sheffield to Leeds as a tram. Call it the Rapid Tramway, like I did with Liverpool Manchester. No, not Liverpool Manchester, Warrington Manchester. I'm thinking for this stretch here I might upgrade the road to the countryside road so they can go up to 60 miles an hour, even though the trams can only go up to 37. So let's see if train line plus tram line plus 2 bus lines makes a difference to the traffic. Which, to be honest, the traffic's only backed up to there, but that's only because it's all backed up in Birmingham, so I think I'll let the game run for a while and see whether the traffic gets better or worse. It's been several minutes, but the traffic is actually doing very well. I mean, I built this tunnel here, but it used to be backing up all the way, so the roundabout it isn't anymore. I mean, Birmingham's literally on only minus 10% traffic, which is good. Sheffield's only minus 10%. It's all going well. I've got a second train on the line now. I mean, I did forget to put the first one on for about 10 minutes. I've also got a second train on the bricks line. Which, is it this one? No, that's a passenger train. Ah, cargo train's waiting behind the passenger train. But yes. 2 cargo trains might be a bit bunched up. I'm sure they'll spread out eventually. But yeah, so, I mean, we've made very good progress in this episode. We've kind of got passenger lines to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new places. And now got bricks delivered to several more places. I've had to add extra vehicles on the stone line, and it's still not enough. So, anyway, yeah, so a lot of bricks getting delivered around Watford, growing a bit. London, gosh, getting 200 bricks, so stuff like that. Anyway, see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.